What's good, everybody? What's good? Dark hour times. Um, so it's a little podcast I'm working on. It's called Dark Hours. You know what I'm saying? It's basically where I just, it just goes black, and I just, speak my piece, whatever. This whole Saquon Barkley situation with the Giants, like, first of all, let's just get one thing straight. Okay, Barkley was never going to succeed here. He really wasn't. I'm not saying that he was doomed to fail here, but he was never going to succeed here. Just like how not Evan Ingram, Odell Beckham Jr., as talented as he was a highlight reel, but he was never going to win here. You know he did. You know who did win here? Plaxico, Toomer, Steve Smith, Mario Manningham, Hakeem Nicks, and those guys weren't really bona fide studs. They wasn't your number ones. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like they were just your average Joes. You know. And Eli took them as far as he could take them, and they produced for him. Now, in terms of Barkley's situation, before I get into this, like, comment, subscribe. In terms of Barkley's situation, whether or not the Giants re-signed Barkley, it was not going to look good in the long run. Because I don't believe that the NFL has that salary cap. I really don't. If you actually understand the business side of the NFL and how much money they generate each year, you will say, oh, they have a lot of money to damn freaking pay their whole damn roster. You know, the equipment managers, the water boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have enough money to make it work. But they just use this salary cap bull crap to confuse y'all, not knowing that there is no effing salary cap. There never was. But think about it. Y'all paid 300, 400, 500 pop tickets, right? Every single year, y'all paid tickets to go see your favorite team. Where do you think all that money goes to? You know what I'm saying? So the fact that we couldn't afford or not we, but the Giants couldn't afford to pay Xavier McKinney. They let him walk to to the Packers, right? We couldn't afford to pay Saquon Barkley, even though we franchise tagged him. We could have franchise tagged him, you know, but we could have franchise tagged Jones and paid Barkley. Okay, if we do that, quote unquote, how much money do we have left over to fix the offensive line that has been in shambles for years? Okay, to give Daniel Jones a, or to give Barkley a decent backup running back. You know, like we could have had Barkley, we could have had, but then again, we didn't have the money to get Singletary. We got Brian Burns. Okay, we got Brian Burns. We got Devin Singletary. We freed up a lot of, cap space, quote unquote cap space to sign whoever we needed to make this thing work. Obviously, we revamped the O line, right? We signed a few offensive linemen, and they did a pretty good job. You know, it was better than this O line This O line right here was way better than the O line last year. But Barkley was never in that position because he was already on his way out. You know what I'm saying? So, and Devin Singletary is no Saquon Barkley, but even he couldn't really get it going. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just, it's just one of those situations where people just have to let it go. You know? You just have to let it go. And people, and Giants fans are still salty. Oh, he could have gone to Pittsburgh. You know? Well, if he would have gone to Pittsburgh, I don't even think Pittsburgh made the playoffs. I know they played on Christmas, but yeah, they didn't make the playoffs. So why would he go there? You know, I guess the best fit. He wanted to stay in the division. I get it. You know, the Eagles have swept, not really swept, but the Eagles have taken our best players in years past. You know, Steve Smith, Ruben Randall, um, now Saquon Barkley. You know what I'm saying? So the Eagles have taken our best players, quote unquote, and you know, Steve Smith was never the same. You know, I think we squeezed every ounce out of Steve Smith. Not Carolina Steve Smith, number 12. Um, and obviously he was washed. You know, he wasn't the same Steve Smith that we had. Obviously, Ruben Randall, he showed some promises, but he just never got it to go. You know, he bounced around a couple of times. You know, after that, and Saquon Barkley, obviously, he's heading to the Super Bowl. So, but I mean, if he wanted to stay in the division, I mean, I can't blame him for not wanting to stay in a division. I mean, he could have gone to any other division. You know, but obviously he saw the landscape, and you know, I mean, you saw the Lions. Oh, I can't go there. They got two good running backs, and Montgomery and Gibbs. Can't go to the Packers. Can't go to the Vikings. So the Eagles are the only team that probably made sense. You know, knowing that they had Sanders, they shipped him off to Panthers. They was looking for a running game. You know, I mean, when Derrick Henry was a free agent, the Eagles could have picked him up. Dallas obviously could have picked him up, but obviously he went to the Ravens. So the Eagles made a lot of sense. You know, he's from Philadelphia. He has family there. He went to college there, Penn State, obviously. So it makes a lot of sense. You know, I don't know why fans be so salty. You know. And I think sometimes I blame fans that sports is dying. I really do. Because if you look at certain sports, golf has always been the same for 40 years, right? The NFL has always been the same for 40 years. NBA has always been the same for 40 years. It's just things have changed, time have changed. Like we're not getting our helmets constantly pop off. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA, there's no centers. You know what I'm saying? There's no back to the basket. You know what I'm saying? There's no playing the old school way. You know, the NFL. You know, there's lack of leadership. You know, veteran leadership, I should say. You know, the OGs are going away. You know what I'm saying? Who do we have left? Philip Rivers just retired. So now we just got Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, right? And Matthew Stafford, if you want to say Matthew Stafford. So golf has always been the same. Wrestling has always been the same. They just don't have the star power anymore. Wrestling has always been the same. They just don't have the star power anymore. They don't have the Rock, Austin, Mankind, Taker, et cetera, et cetera. They don't have those guys anymore. But it's still the same. You know. Uh, but the NFL has changed so much. What's a catch? What's a catch? What's not a catch? You know what I'm saying? You have to have full possession of the body. Or you have to have like full possession of the ball going down instead of just 13 years ago, not even 13 years ago, 21 years ago, all you needed was like a little toe tap, the little 1 foot in bounds, you know what I'm saying? Now you have to catch it, maintain it going all the way down, make sure it doesn't, like, really, and then you got that stupid onside, you got the stupid kickoff rule where, they meet in the middle instead of just spreading everybody out. Dude, I swear, if Devin Hester was still playing, he would have probably had at least 30 touchdowns. He did break Deion Sanders' record. I know I'm going off topic, but he did break Deion Sanders' record because I think Deion had 20, and then he broke it at 21 or 22. I think Deion's record for most punt returns for a touchdown stood for about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years until Devin Hester broke into the league and he started, returning punts for touchdowns, and then you saw, Josh Gibbs did it, and, Dominic Hickson, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and then you had like Tavon Austin try to do it, and Cordell Patterson, and all those guys. So, yeah, but the way they lined up today, boy, Devin Hester would have a field day, boy. That dude will return touchdowns. That dude will return punts every possession. The offense didn't even need to be on the field. But anyways, man, it's like, you just gotta leave it alone, man. That's the thing about free agency. You could go anywhere you want to. They didn't want to pay him, and I think the Giants made the right decision. Because if they had paid Saquon Barkley, whether they paid Daniel Jones, they already overpaid for Daniel Jones. So they was gonna give Barkley the bag. You saw how much they gave. You saw how much the Panthers gave Christian McCaffrey, right? And then he went on to the 49ers and went to the Super Bowl and balled out and still didn't win it. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta call spade a spade, man. You just gotta let it go. Now this will be Saquon Barkley's first first Super Bowl appearance. Like, he's probably gonna take it all in, and just get focused, get ready, and get focused on the game Sunday. February is fast approaching. So he's probably gonna treat this like any other game. But yeah, man, I just hope he does his best, and I'll be rooting for him, as a fan. Because for me, I don't like. For me, I don't have any hatred towards no team. I really don't. You know, um, people need to get this out of their minds. Like, this like these teams owe you. These teams don't owe you nothing. The teams don't owe you nothing. Owners don't owe you nothing. Y'all come out of y'all free will. Y'all come out of y'all pockets. Y'all pay for these $400, $500 seats or however much. I think you can get tickets for cheap now, like 120 or 160, whatever, on SeatGeek. But you know, like y'all put yourselves in this position, and when y'all lose, y'all take it out on the team, or y'all take it out on yourselves and see, oh, this team sucks, or this and that and the third. Like, what do you expect? You know, sports. My grandfather used to say, sports causes stress. Think about that. Sports causes stress. What stresses you out the most? You know, like Giants fans are on an all-time high stress because of what Saquon Barkley did. Now, can you blame Saquon Barkley? Like, who's to blame here? Do you blame the Giants, or do you blame the Giants for not paying Saquon Barkley what he needed, or do you blame the New York Giants, or do you blame Saquon Barkley for leaving? Okay, you don't want to pay me, fine. I'm out. I mean, the Giants could have gave him the bag, lock him up. Okay, you do that. Our offensive line is still in shambles. Oh, but wait, you don't have any money. You only have a little bit of money to do this, do that, and then that's it. Because you paid all that money to Saquon Barkley. Now you have a quarterback you overpaid for, plus you have a running back you overpaid for, and you have a bust-up line. So you see where it makes sense. So now that the Giants did what they were supposed to do and relieved Saquon Barkley of his duties, now they have all that money to revamp this offensive line, which they did. And they played significantly better over the last few games that they had. You know, instead of paying Xavier McKinney, who was very young, okay, you could go to. They took that money and brought in the free agents that they think that could help this team. Now I expect Brian Burns to take a big leap next year. I mean, that's another person we overpaid for, you know. But I expect him to take another leap. You know, obviously last year wasn't his best year with us, you know. But now that he has, you know, a year underneath his belt with us, he should be significantly better. So, Giants fans need to stop being salty. Okay? If you don't know how the business works, don't get into sports. You know, players come and go. That's just how it is. You know, players come and go. You know, like we all, like not we, but y'all like it Saquon Barkley. Not Saquon, Odell Beckham Jr. when he came here. You know, like I wanted Mike Evans, to be honest with you. I wanted Mike Evans, but the Giants obviously went flashy like they always do. They drafted Odell Beckham Jr. He was nothing but a headache week one. He was very quiet his rookie year. Year 2, 3, 4, he just started to like implode, you know. And, you know, it was very embarrassing to watch because he knew he had so much potential, but he just couldn't harness it. So obviously we traded him to the Browns, got Jabril Peppers and some picks back, Um, so, I mean, I could go on. I mean, I'm a historian when it comes to New York Giants, but I'm not gonna sit here and ramble. You know, um, just be proud for Saquon Barkley, man. You know, like as long as teams don't cheat to win, like the Patriots, that's the only team I probably hate is the Patriots because they cheat. But then again, if you look at the NFL history, every team cheated. The Giants cheated with their walkie-talkies. Remember that? They had like fake walkie-talkies that they were trying to listen into the plays that the other team was calling. I think they were facing the Bengals that night. Um, who else cheated? The Dolphins. Like every team cheated, man. Not only the Patriots, but the Patriots was consistent about it though. But but like it's just too much to hate, man. Like what are we hating for? And then we start growing gray hairs and gray beards, and it's like for me, that's the one thing my friend told me about sports. It's like don't let sports get to you. It's fantasy. Like these players, obviously, they put on a helmet, they put on these pads for our enjoyment. Like never, never let sports dictate your life. Like you see how many crazy fans are out there. Crazy, right? Like they never had anything to be passionate about their whole entire lives. But they want to be a passion. They want to be passionate about a team that don't give a damn about them. Like I've seen a lot of people blow their rent money, blow their light bill money on freaking tickets, and then at the end of the day, they freaking miserable and can't sleep and can't eat, all because they lost a damn game. Or I've seen a lot of people bet money on games that they couldn't afford, and now they're in debt, still paying off freaking chunks of. It should be tapping, but let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think. Was the Giants Did the Giants make a mistake by letting Saquon Barkley go, or did the Giants do the right thing by letting him walk? Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself and each other.